What up, everybody out there in podcast land? Thank you for tuning in yet again to another episode of Ken Ross Present. The Get I Said It podcast. We express what our full capabilities to the abundance and correction facilities. Brainchild of my child. I'm the dad half of this thing coming to you live and in public, if you will. Ross Cooper, as always, I am rocking with the best, my co-host. Please introduce yourself to the folk.
You didn't want this free and ain't cheap. Yeah, well, what's good, everybody? Was having a good day, month, year, hour, second, all that good stuff. If you're watching on any of the platforms, please share with your friends, your family, general's eye that's outside your door, all that good stuff. If you're watching on the tube, that's a double entendre. But if you're watching on the tube, please share, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Because if you don't, you're gonna hit your foot on your bed frame, like I did a couple days ago.
I'm mad you're
Yeah,
still mad about it.
I
Even
am
if it's
still
free,
mad about that. Huh?
even if it's free, it ain't cheap. Most Def, I got that one.
Oh yeah.
Life in Marvelous Times. I'm like, okay. Oh, and just going before we get dive into it, going back to what we talked about last pod. Shout out to Black Ace, of course, friend of the show. We were talking about the hip hop piece, ruffled a few feathers. But it was a part two question I asked about online between NWA and PE. And I don't know if we went too deep on this one, but why do you think NWA got a letter from the FBI and PE didn't? And what I found out was that wasn't necessarily the case. Um, NWA's letter came from the FBI, and we all knew about it. But I don't know if you know who Professor Griff is, former member of Public Enemy, head of the S1Ws. But he said he's spoken a few times about actually PE was under FBI surveillance quite a bit.
I mean,
It wasn't necessarily named made public, but yeah, PE was definitely under FBI surveillance.
I'm sure they were. I don't know if that means they got a letter, but I'm pretty sure they were being watched.
I know
But
because of their connections to the Nation of Islam and things like that. Yeah, they were definitely under surveillance. It just wasn't, made public, if you will. But oh, they were being watched for show.
it's fine. NWA, we know why they was, because it was more open, it was more dangerous. But yeah,
Like I said, I think between the two, PE was definitely more dangerous. But like I
nah,
said, because one is talking about attacking an agent of the system, the other is talking about destroying the entire system.
yeah, but it's not. I think of it like this: one is like a Malcolm X way, and one is a Martin Luther King way. Like
Really?
PE is more of a Martin Luther King, like a Rage Against the Machine type thing, where it's not really brutal, but it's rebellious, but it's not. I'm going to excite violence. Versus "fuck the police" is literally fuck it, let's go. You see the nearest cop, smack him for me, or worse. Like yeah, like "fuck the police" is a much more aggressive song than anything Public Enemy has got now. Even though they're both rebellious, they're both against the established order, but "fuck the police" is more in your face. "Fuck the police" will more likely incite people to get amped versus "fight the power." "Fight the power" make you feel good, make you want to get your picket sign, or fuck the police" make you want to get your pistol out. It's a different feeling, at least for me. That's how I look at it. It was
I mean, I guess, when you have a line, it's gonna be a bloodbath of cops dying in LA, I guess we can see where that could be problematic.
sad. One excited, quote unquote, violence and was cool with it. One doesn't really do it. Like I'm trying to think. I listen to fight. I do not remember hearing anything that police released that is like direction to violence or versus
I need you to I need you to re-listen to by the time I get to Arizona when they were specifically talking about Arizona when Arizona was on that bullshit about not celebrating King's holiday. Um, little Lord, they talked about New World Order. Um, yeah, it's Black Steel in a moment of chaos, which is pretty much an overthrow. It's an overthrow of a prison, which may or may not have been a nod to Attica. So it's in there. It's not as blatant,
That's
but
what
that's
I'm
what I'm saying.
saying. One is
It's
blatant, one is nuanced.
okay. Because like I said, if I'm going back to the J. Edgar Hoover days of the FBI and COINTELPRO, if I gotta figure out who I'm more concerned with, am I concerned with a group of black folk trying to take on the police, or am I more concerned with a group of black folk trying to completely bring down the entire corrupt system? I'm a little more concerned about somebody trying to take out the system itself, not the people guarding the system.
Yeah,
But
but
I,
I'm pretty sure more people know about fuck the police than they do of the entire discography of Public Enemy.
well, like I said, which is a bigger record, fuck the police or fight the power? You see what I'm saying? So
I mean, they're both iconic. You hear the beat, you
exactly.
know what's coming. Pause. But it's just like I said, one gets that feeling, one doesn't.
I will agree with you there though. One when I hear one, it does bring out a certain visceral response, a certain anger, if you will.
Yeah, right the power just be like, yo, let's go. You're like, yo, hug your brother, let's end this establishment. Whereas fuck the police, it's like I said, you just want to get the closest pistol and pistol with whoever wearing blue. And it's not a crime. So it's like I
Yeah, I got you because it's like it is like fuck the police gives you a target, whereas fight the power and PE's discography makes you look at everything as a whole, and it's not a concrete target per se. But yeah, thought it was a really good, interesting. Got some really good commentary, and I love our listeners. I love the people who participate online. And yeah, it was a really good conversation from a lot of different angles. I've even heard things as far as NWA was a plant, because of that balanced out thing. Because you need as much as that. And as I said, if you really unpopular opinion, NWA wasn't worth it. You got fuck the police. You got to express yourself, but you got way more misogynistic, problematic lyrics between those two albums. And I heard conspiracy like NWA is actually a plant because they needed rap music to go a certain way with all the fuck shit and the garbage, as opposed to if you let PE rise, keep rising, you do have a problem on your hands. If you let the PEs, the KRS ones, going down the line, the X clans, if you let those kick in that knowledge, that conscious rap, for lack of a better term, you let that rise, and you don't let don't let NWA rise, the landscape is different. Now you have a problem.
don't
So
know. Because then right after that's when the New York took off with the Nas's, the J's, and Pac and all that. So it was like it would have balanced itself regardless. I said in the '90s, it was pretty balanced. I mean, I'm not saying one like I said, it was still the coke, right? That's where it all started. But for the
right,
most part, it was balanced.
because Dead Prez dropped, hip hop dropped right when you were born. That was 96. Um, yeah, it just you could get it out, but you couldn't get it pushed because you talking 96, you talking Biggie and blah blah blah. And I mean Pac, Pac and again, Pac about to give a very unpopular opinion. Pac kind of had the same balance problem as NWA. Cause on one end is Black Panther is fuck the man, fuck the system, is power to the people, and on the other end is fuck these niggas. So it's Pac had the same kind of balance problem NWA did. But
I wouldn't go that far. He was more balanced than NWA. Even in his interviews, he was more balanced. That's why I said that's a little different.
I'll give you that. You're right. You're right. But because if I had to pick a side, Pac was more power to the people, Black Panther,
Yeah. He
than
didn't
he
get
was.
over till he went west. That's when he started that whole gang shit. But when he was
Okay.
still on the East Coast and before the whole Bay and all that blew up, he was still for the people.
Right.
So it's balanced.
But let's get to where we're gonna start here. Oh boy, Carlee Russell. Yikes. I was I was wondering how this story was gonna end. For those of you who don't know, Carlee Russell, young Black woman who at this point we know staged her entire abduction, has released a statement to police in Bama saying that she acted alone. There was no baby on the side of the road. None of these things actually happened. She cooked the whole shit up.
Why?
We may never know. All we know is the Hoover Police Department has been in contact with her lawyers. We know she Googled things like how old you have to be for an Amber Alert, the movie Taken, and things like that before all of this went down. She stole some stuff from work. I heard the 911 call. She's literally describing a kid that is not there with amazing detail. And I'm like, we may never know. Now, the reason we're touching this is because obviously it's national news, but as with us, there's always the conversations underneath that are interesting. And I saw some things that were kind of disheartening. Uh, People taking prayers back. That was disheartening. And I'm like,
I don't know about
no.
that. Go ahead.
Because again, you got to understand, like, we know how the story ends now, but at the time it broke, it was Black woman sees baby on side of the road and immediately abducted. We're thinking it was bait and she got snatched by sex traffickers, so on and so forth. That is worth praying for. And my
Yeah,
thought process,
the
and
lie.
personally, this is personally where some of my issue comes in with quote unquote Christians and organized religion in the church. And I see why certain people say, look, don't pray for me, dog. No, I'm good. I don't need your prayers. Because sometimes that should be disingenuous.
Duh.
What you mean, duh?
Duh. You really think whatever somebody's every time someone says I'll pray for you, they really get on these and pray for you. Some are, but not most of them ain't. So what?
That's being okay.
So what?
Being a horrible Christian, sir.
You say I'm
Like
Christian.
that's not you. I'm just saying in general, that is not like here's the fun fact. Here's the
You
fun
say
fact.
psych. That's perfect Christianity right there.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot. Here's the fun fact though. I saw some earlier and I really didn't have a comeback for it. I saw something online and it essentially said, look, if you follow what Jesus was telling you, really you ain't gonna have no problems. And I said, all right, so let me just think about this for a second. Let me put that in a bubble and see if can I pick it apart. Right. And the reality of the situation is if you love your neighbor, if you live as Jesus intended you to do, you actually won't make out half bad. Jesus was a revolutionary. Jesus was with the shits. Jesus wasn't with hanging out with the privileged and the rich. Jesus was flipping over tables like, fuck is all this? So realistically, it's the everything else that comes along with it, which is a problem. I say that to say this. If you legitimately gonna claim Christianity and pray for somebody and do as Jesus would do, ain't no take back on prayers, dog. It just reminds me of the if I'm driving and I see a homeless person, hey, I need change to get something to eat, and I give them $5, and I see them go across the street and get that $5 to the crack man. What I'm gonna be do? I'm mad I gave them $5? No.
Really?
The humane thing to do is
Yeah, man.
look, no, I had it, you needed it. It's not if you
For
told
crack.
me it was food, and you went and smoked it,
You lied.
that's not on me though.
It's
I'm
not
not
on
mad I
you.
gave it.
I can be mad. I can still be mad. I'm not gonna go over there and take it back. I'm like, damn, he got me. Here you go.
Why would you? No, 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 no. Why would you be mad?
I
You
got
had it.
got.
You
Because
didn't
I
get
don't want
got.
to. I don't want to be enabler to his addiction. I didn't. If I didn't, because honestly, if he'd have asked you, I need money for crack, would you give it to him?
No.
Okay, then. So what are we talking about? You gave it to him because you thought he needed food, water, whatever. That was your intent. But once you found out it was a lie, you have a right to be mad. It's like, damn, I got scammed. It happens. I'm not saying you have to
Mm,
go over there and take it back or try to fight the dude. I mean, it is what it is. Addiction is a strong thing. I trust me, I know. But hey, it's okay to be upset about it. You gotta do nothing, but hey, I'll be upset. I'm like, damn, you got me. Never again.
but see, now I gotta challenge you. How can we sit up here on this pod all day and all night talking about being better humans and looking out for your fellow man and then being mad about that result? If you're looking out for your fellow man, you're looking out for your fellow man,
That's
right?
cool. Did I say anything about giving my money back or anything? No, it already happened. It's over with. You think
So
when I say mad, I'm more like irritated. I'm not gonna be really. I'm gonna be irritated. I'm like, damn, you got me. All right, whatever, and then
so
move on.
I'm not even gonna do that.
Well,
If
that's
you say
you. That's you. I'm sorry. I don't like being treated like a sucker. I'm sorry. Like I had a cause. You lied to me, so it's done. I mean, hey, I'm gonna be a little upset about it. So that's normal. Like I don't understand. Like no one does this righteous bullshit. No one does that shit. We're not Jesus. No, you're not. Fuck out of here. You're not Jesus. So no,
you
no,
said you said no one does that. Here's
no.
my thing. Here's my thing. You said you need $5. I got $5. I did the humane thing. I was a good human. End of story. Because
Good
my
human.
thought on that is this: if you took that, if you lied to me to get it, that's your cross to bear. No pun intended. That's on you. It's not on me. I
Okay.
did the humane thing.
That mean you can't feel a way about it. That we're the humane thing is to have emotion, is it not?
Okay.
So if you intended to do this for this person and they turn around f it up, you're not gonna be upset or feel some type of like, damn, really? I'd rather you
And
just
that's why I
came out and
said
just
it.
say, yo, I need $5 because I need to give it to my dope man or whatever. Then I can be like, all right, at least you was honest. No, bye.
I go
So
back to how this started is what I saw was really kind of you talking about I wasted prayers. You didn't waste prayers because at the time we thought another black woman just got snatched in front of us.
at the time, see, that's where you keep missing the point. That was at the time. We had the final result. It was all a fucking lie. A strategic lie. She planned the whole thing. From what you said, I didn't even pay attention to the shit because I always wait to see what happens with all this. And this is why. Thank you, Jesse Smollett.
Oh,
Because
you can't tell me
I
anything.
don't think
Why
you
you
would
catching
care.
straight?
I don't be mumble praying for him. Would you mad if somebody took prayers back because two black jokers shoved him being racist? He was like, come on, man. Yo, you got a right to take your prayers back, bro. You duped me, man. It's
No, because
okay.
see,
Because
we
you
didn't have to
could
pray.
go. Oh, actually, go ahead, go. I'll tell you why you can take the prayer back. Because what she did is so fucked up beyond repair. Go ahead. I'll let you. Go ahead.
We didn't have to pray for Jesse. He got beat up, and he wasn't in the ICU. He wasn't, fighting for his life. He just got beat up intentionally. But he paid for his ass whooping. But this was different
Wait a minute.
because, she called 911, but then her parents, and rightfully so, put up the bat signal like, yo, my daughter just got snatched and got everybody, mobilized and searching. And,
Were they in on it?
and we still don't know.
Were the parents in
What was
on it?
that?
Were the parents in on it?
No, no, no.
Uh,
They were goofy. And like I said, to me, that's where the blame should lie because they hopped their happy asses on the Today Show the next day. You skipped your local TV show. You skipped all of that. You hopped your ass on the Today Show. My daughter was fighting for her life, blah, 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 and had no proof the first. None.
But
you know,
if
again,
she's, I'm saying, if she stayed, where was she staying? Did she do all that and then went back home?
she showed. So here's the thing, and that's I'm like, because I got to put myself in a. I always put myself in a position of how would I handle it. So if you went missing for 2 days and then showed up at the house, I'm like, what happened to you? And what you tell me is you got abducted by a white dude that was going bald with red hair, and they painted your nails and fed you Cheez-Its, stuffed some money in your sock. You got away, but then got recaught by somebody else. I'm gonna be like, all right, stop right there. That's the story. That's what she said. And I'm like, as a parent, I'm not running my happy ass to the Today Show trying to get a check essentially
So
for an
wait a second.
exclusive interview.
Wait a second. So I'm sorry, everybody, 'cause I didn't pay attention to this story, and I guess my tuition and my gut feeling was right. But okay, so she went missing. So she popped back up at her parents' place 2 days later. But
Mm-hmm.
everyone else still thought she was missing at that time, right?
The 2 days, yeah, we still don't know where she was over 2 days.
But the only people that knew that she was found was the parents.
You know, she showed up at the door. Mm-hmm.
And you telling me after that story, they still went on national TV to say that she's missing still. Then they were in on it then. What are you talking about?
No, they didn't. No. When they went on Today's Show, this was after she had got home and was admitted to the hospital. But I'm like, ain't no way you gonna tell me you got abducted by some white dude with red hair and fed Cheez-Its, escaped, then got recaught. Because I said I didn't want to say nothing. I'm like, well, let me see how this plays out because now it's getting weird. Because how would you did they do the Mexican cartel? Did they just drop you off back at your house? Like, how did you get back? Because I'm
Oh,
thinking to myself, if I get snatched, right? If I get snatched and I escape, I'm not waiting to get back to my house. I'm knocking on the first door, first car, help, something. I'm not going, you know what? Let me wait till I get back home. So that's the story. And she has, issued a statement through her lawyer. But my problem, as always, is the undercurrent, and this is why I don't believe black women. But oh no, full stop, full stop.
okay, let's not go there. But not to cut you off, but this is why, and then this is why the false accusations things piss me off, and this is why stuff like this piss me off. Because you don't realize for your own clout sake or revenge or whatever you reason for doing that, the people is actually happening to, you fucking it up for them. And you're giving people ammunition to not believe the real people. You're hurting the real people. That's stupid. It's one of those you fucking up for everyone else type situations. Just you. I'm sorry, it's the truth. You are. You know how people think. So now people want to every time something happens, because a lot of black people, women do go missing, and it's actually real. It's underreported, but it happens a lot. Well, black people in general, but definitely black women, they go missing a lot. Trust me, even in this area. So yeah, you playing with something like that for whatever the fuck reason, clout, money, whatever. Now it's like, damn, all the people it is happening to, all the resources we could be using for them, we use on your stupid ass. And it wasn't even real. So maybe you might have just doomed someone else whose resources we could have fucking used to find them. So now, I hope karma works. But yes.
Okay, so here's the problem with that line of thinking. Uh, if there's not you specifically, but this ain't the reason People don't believe black women. They just don't believe black women, period. This right here. Ain't nobody sitting at home like, well, we was believing black women was getting abducted, but since this happened, no. If you
Nah, there
want to
really
believe in
is.
something
No, there really is.
matched,
Because this is the example. They give many examples of the false accusations. That's their ammunition. So yes, it's not even just black women. It's just women in general. Whenever a false accusation or whatever, people will not believe it because of the few idiots that lie.
but we're not talking about essay and things like that.
I am.
The numbers speak
I
for
said all that.
themselves.
I said all that. I've never really heard of a fake induction before. Whatever. I can't even say it. I never heard of a fake kidnapping or a stage kidnapping. I've never seen anyone do that. This might be a first, or maybe it's not. But all the other stuff, we've seen that a million times. So now it's just like, well, just messing with other people, man. Why are we doing this?
Yeah. I don't buy that. I think if folks weren't believing sisters, this ain't gonna be the straw that breaks the camel's back and say, see, like I said, I was thinking, but the numbers don't lie. The numbers speak for themselves. The amount of black women that are abducted, that are missing, is astronomical.
That's
This
true.
doesn't change that.
Well, it puts for lack of a better term, monkey wrench in it.
I don't see how. The numbers are still the numbers. Sisters are still getting snatched, and no one cares. This ain't gonna be the reason why no one cares.
It's going to add to it.
This
It's going
right
to be
here, this ain't
ammunition.
the reason why no one cares.
It's going to be ammunition. You don't believe women anyway. But yeah, honestly, you just got to believe the
I
truth.
mean, people don't believe women in cases of SA and things like that, and that's because they got to go to court and it's one side versus the other. This is black and white. There are sisters missing. Ain't no, well, maybe no, because out of hundreds of thousands of sisters missing, you got one that made it all up. One.
That we know of. But yes. I
Which you
mean,
may never know of, because everybody else showed up. There is no that we know of. There's no one else that's showed
I don't
up.
know. I mean, but then again, I don't know how many people's making national because, like I said, unfortunately, well, people go missing every day, B. And I can't say you're gonna be all right because you might not. But this is like, yeah, this is weird. I still think she fucking it up though. That's just my personal opinion. But like I said before I even said what I said that like women are going missing a lot. It is happening. It's underreported. It's not really a big deal because it's them. You know, the bottom of the totem pole, as we should say, in terms of race and gender. But this is just stupid. She need to go to jail, and then we can be done with it.
But and that's the other thing. Why are we dog? I'm sorry. You yourself just said it, in the social hierarchy, black women are still at the bottom. So why are
Yeah.
we dog the
So
black
you
woman who
can't afford to be
clearly
stupid. So yes, you want to be stupid inside four walls. You can think about how smart you can be when you get out. I'm sorry, but like false accusations and false lies irk my soul to my core. You had everyone worried about you, and this was all fake. I just gave you a reason why I should go to jail just because all the fucking waste of resources that could be going to some people who are really missing.
okay.
Everybody's
So
just on this bullshit. It's probably someone right now really missed that probably could have been saved if it wasn't for this woman. No, I
so
don't feel bad. Lock her ass up. I'm not saying lock her up and throw away the key. I'm just saying let her sit there for a year or two. God damn.
yeah, because black women absolutely deserve no grace for making mistakes, right?
This is not a mistake. This was a plan. This is a choice. I don't know. A mistake is something you did not know the consequence. You really do not know. Like mistake is walking by accidentally knocking down. That's a mistake. But if I walk over, smack the shit out of my cup on my table, that's not a mistake. That's a choice. She made a choice. Stop mixing the word choice with mistake. That's not a fucking mistake. That was a bad fucking choice. So she
Hold
and
on. Let me.
every action has a consequence, right? Is that what we're doing? So when a black woman messes up, there's no consequence. We gotta give them grace for every
Hold on,
fucking
let
thing.
me let me let me help you
Stop
understand
capping
something.
for him, man. Stop. I'm tired of that shit. Always capping. Because if it was Jesse Smollett, you weren't capping for that nigga. Oh, we need to give him grace. No, the fuck you wasn't. Right. So one gender. I
Takes
forget.
his own ass whooping, dog.
I don't care. We still wasted. Like, I don't care. If this was a dude that did this, I promise you would not have the same. I promise. I bet on everything I love you would. Because it's a black woman, they can't do nothing wrong to you in your eyes, boy.
Didn't say
Nothing.
that. Did
Yes,
not say that
you
at all.
just said she just did something real stupid. I gave you a real explanation, not just some dumb shit. I said the resources could be used on real black women who are actually missing, but you glossed over that part. It's like, well, she just made a bad decision. She might need some grace. Fuck that. What grace? All right, you're right. She'll get some grace. Follow me to myself. Come on. Come over here. Sit over here for like a year or two. Then we be
But
good.
let me help here because I think you're just going on big picture, not understanding the nuance and the details, the minutiae. So let me paint a picture. You think somebody that called 911 fully described an invisible baby that is not there, then called a family member and faked the scream in during abduction, then cooked up a story of a redheaded, balding white dude feeding her Cheez-Its and escaping twice. You think this person is of sound mental being? This is what you're telling me. I'm just for the record. You think this person is of sound
Is
mental being?
anyone sane? Let's be real. Okay then. See, I did you. Woohoo, boy. Is anyone really saying what the fuck is sane? Because the way I look at it, we're all fucking
But
insane in our
not
own ways. We've all done some stupid ass shit and said some stupid things for either attention or whatever. We all have. Everybody crazy. It's 2023. Nothing makes sense. So yes, I'm sorry. You did all this for
we don't know
okay.
still. We don't know. We don't know the
I get a
why. We
mental. You
don't
know what? You know
know
what? You're right. Why don't we get her a mental evaluation first? This is mandatory. She's going to have to take it. And then depending on the results, it will determine if her ass getting locked up or she's staying in the cuckoo house. One of the two. She going somewhere. She ain't going home.
Oh boy. So let me also help because the other part people keep forgetting in their thirst for blood. Bruh, her life is essentially ruined. She's in a sorority, sure she's about to get kicked out. Got caught on tape stealing from her job, sure she's about to get fired.
Oh
It is a
no.
relatively small town, so your name is gonna be mud anywhere you go. Like this was life ruining enough. But you know, no grace. Let's just dogpile on another
No
system.
grace. Wait, so okay. If someone, let's say a dude makes a mistake and their life's ruined, let's say they SA somebody, but their life is ruined, why do they need to go to jail? Their life is ruined. Everyone knows that they're a piece of their names might be, and then let's say they live in a small town and that all the shit that she got. Why not grace for them? Their lives are
Because
ruined. They're on
it,
the sex offender list for the rest of their life. So what are
there you
we
go.
doing? Their life
I
is already
mean,
ruined. Why did he go to jail?
key difference because SA is not a victimless crime. Who's the victim in this?
Everyone. Actually, the ones that actually got kidnapped. That's who's the victim. You took attention away from them. So yeah, there ain't no victimless crime. If somebody else could have been possibly saved, but no, because we're all focused on you, and it was all a lie. Nah, I'm sorry. No, I don't feel bad. When it rains, it pours. Like this could have been avoided. See, this is. I think this is the key difference between me and you. I feel sorry for things that are uncontrollable, and like that, it just happens. Some stuff just happens. It's not out of your control. You might not necessarily might have just been in the wrong place, wrong time. I will repeat. I will never feel bad for situations that could have been avoided. This whole damn thing could have been avoided. Unless you tell me she's literally mentally ill, then I will change my tune. But until we get to that point, because we haven't, this is my stance. I will say
So,
I'm
sir,
wrong if we find out she's completely mentally ill. If not, I will not feel bad, and everything I said will stand. and that will be that. I'm
So
a fair
again,
guy.
and what we know thus far, you think that's the same mind and body? Like I said, you think that's of sane, sound thinking? You think
Bro, I've
that's
seen people do a lot of stupid shit for clout and attention. You think everyone on social media is fucking cool? Probably. Which means we all are. So I don't want to hear that shit. No, I've seen people do the dumbest things for attention, the stupidest things. This was a special kind of stupid. You got the whole nation involved, crying crocodile tears for your ass. Find out this was all fake. America got duped. A lot of people don't like feeling stupid, and that's what you made a lot of people feel. It made me feel stupid because I didn't pay attention to it.
oh, because you know, some folks called it. Some of the story came out. This don't sound right. This might be fake. This might be a lie.
And they were
I'm
right.
like,
There is no I'm like, they were right. Like I said, I heard parts of it. I'm not, like I said, I didn't look into it to make a decision. I just said my gut feeling is I'm gonna wait. And then I waited, and then it came out that it was all fake. I was like, and then you told me, I was like, oh, okay, so I was right. I mean, hey,
uh, oi, just oi. I just like I said. So dog pile on the sister. The sister can't get no grace whatsoever.
what
But
Christian be? I did say like, see, some people probably want her to get actually abducted or like
some
prison
people
for a
think she
long
should go to
time.
jail. And I'm like, go to jail for what? Like I said, for some of the
That's a
things that are being said,
false report. Ain't they a charge? You know
she
the
didn't
police
file a
budget is
false report.
already high enough. They don't need more.
She didn't file a false report.
You called 911, didn't you?
She called 911 and reported there was a baby on the side of the road that actually wasn't there. Her
Okay.
mom, the next day, if I'm not mistaken, is one who put up the bat signal and they got everybody mobilized. See, I got smoke for the parents. How your kid been for 2 days, come back to you talking about, I got abducted and got fed cheeses by a white dude with red hair. Is that right? My next move is not to the Today Show trying to get some kind of exclusive so I can get a check. I got all the smoke for the parents.
Oh no, they not resolved. I never said that. They stupid too. But I guess the apple don't fall far from the tree. But hey, it's okay. It's over with. Nothing going to happen to her anyway. She's not going to jail. So I don't even know why you're upset about that. Nothing going to happen to
I
her. Nothing
mean, you know,
happens.
it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. The prosecutor said they're reviewing to see if there's any, charge that can be filed, but
It's
is it
not.
worth the court's time? I doubt it.
It's not going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing when stuff like this happens. So like we can just move on. Let's go.
All right. Speaking of moving on, and speaking, I guess, in a weird way, not moving on. Uh, the next two pieces are going to fall under extremely tone deaf white people. So, Jason Aldean, country singer, the name might, if you don't follow country music, the name might ring a bell because it was his concert that was going on during the Vegas shooting. That was tragic. I had never heard of dude until then, but it was his concert, right? Fast forward to May of this year, I am not a country music aficionado, but he releases the song "Try That in a Small Town." Well, small town, right? The accompanying video came out earlier this month, earlier July 2023. And it is a shit show. And the lyrics are problematic. The place where the video was shot was problematic. Has a lot of racial history there. And and then when called out about it, his response just seemed tone deaf. And it's like, are you reading the room? So essentially, the video has some footage of protesters and some Black Lives Matter protests. The lyrics are really, if you read them on paper, it says one thing, but anyone who knows music and literature knows you can double entendre your way into some shit. And it just sounds way too close to a lynching anthem, way too close to sundown town type shit. But his response was, I literally didn't mention anything about race. You didn't have to. And since then, the music has been pulled from the video has been pulled from the country music station, CMT. And now there's scenes from the video that have also been pulled. Funny how that happened. So you claim to not know anything, right? And it's not racial at all, right? Then why'd you pull certain scenes? Why'd you pull the Black Lives? Why'd you put a protest scene in Atlanta? Why'd you pull that? Seem like you might have known. So I don't know. Because I only can take people at what the hell they say, right? But you mean to tell me the same way we talk about how certain rappers and certain people got no friends for real because you went to the studio, cooked this shit up. Nobody was like, yo, dog, like 98% of the South. But anywho, um, you ain't got no friends to tell you like, yo, this might not be a good idea. Same way we talk about certain people not having black people in the room, like, yo, this is not a good idea. So you mean to tell me that nobody put this video that you put this video together and nobody said low tone deaf? Might got a good chance to be taken the wrong way. See, this lets me know you're surrounded by a whole bunch of people who think exactly like you, which is probably a little even more concerning.
Country music.
Not all country music is like that. Florida Georgia Line, Johnny Cash,
I'm
not all
not
country.
saying no. I never came out of my mouth. I just said it was country music. So we all know it's a subsection that, and the primary audience for that is who? Okay. Why are we
And
shocked by this?
they're coming for your guns, and it's like all of the little dog whistles and trigger words to the MAGA, what seemingly MAGA crowd, and again these sundown towns. Like, did anybody don't try that in a small town? You nobody, no one at the record label, none of your peoples, nobody said, "Hey Jay, you might want to leave that be because given the current climate of things, like it at best it's tone deaf. At worst, it's racist as all fucking get out." And I'm just like, you are you clueless or willfully stupid? I don't know. And again, oh, true shit. I had a Facebook friend really cape for this dude. Knows him personally. He's a really nice guy. Couldn't let it ride. Couldn't let it ride. I had to inbox her. I'm like, listen, now this is where this gets very interesting because she herself is biracial, right? She's black and white. I told her respectfully, I understand you have a very unique point of view in all of this. Please understand that it is the biggest deal of all of this, that it is 2023 and we are still discussing this matter. But I just want to put you up because I sent her the same thing I sent you. I said, I just want to put you up at what this looks like from the black side is very, very tone deaf and it skirts on being very, very racist. Now, again, I respect you have a different point of view because you are legit biracial. And I can see where something like this can be, you actually know this dude personally. I can't say that I do, but I would not be supporting any of his music or anything he does because you are literally kind of dog whistling to the people who, after sundown in these small towns, want to do something to me. We just had a show about this a couple weeks ago. You just sent me something about the brother that was hunted down a couple weeks ago. Small town shit. Seems like an anthem to me.
They still exist. As it, people that live in the South know certain towns do not drive by at night or when the sun's down. Well, something might happen. And no, usually though in those type of towns, the whole town is in on it. So yeah, like people. I don't know why we still live in the South, but yeah, protect your neck, my boy. Strap up.
Yeah. And just, lyrics like, Got a gun that my granddad gave me. They say one day they're gonna round up. Well, that shit might fly in the city. Good luck. Try that in a small town. All by itself.
That
I,
could be just mean military stuff. Is that what they talking about? Like the
no,
military?
it could be, but and that's the other thing.
But
That's
that's
part of the
left for
century too.
interpreters, though. I, from
Right,
hearing
right.
that
So
bar, it sounds like it could be military. That's what
you
it
mean
sounds.
militia shit?
Yeah. I'm being objective. I'm not even cabinet. I'm saying it can sound like both. It could be the greatest double entendre of all time.
Yeah, but the problem, and again, this is why when the song came out, ain't nobody had shit to say. The video came out, you were literally in front of a courthouse where there's been issues and racial issues where people have been lynched, so on and so forth.
Okay,
This is
well,
where it becomes a problem.
oh yeah. Well, if the
So, so,
visuals,
so again, nobody told you. Nobody said maybe not from this.
no,
Nobody.
it was a 10. No, he 50 Cent voice. He did that shit. Yeah, he did that
That's
shit.
what like what's wrong with this song. If you would just be in your country boy shit on with your tight jeans, guitar, and a cowboy hat in the back of F-150 in the forest somewhere,
And right.
nobody would have cared, B. But it's just too much coincidence. Too much coincidence. You talking this small town shit, you're literally in front of a building where there's been racial tension. The
That's
footage of Black Lives Matter protesters, like, really, fam? Really? You just so again, nobody in your camp, nobody.
why would they? They probably supported it.
And that's why I can't rock with him anymore because there's too many coincidences. And you're whether you meant to or not, and I'm gonna go 60-40 that you meant to. Hey, I might go
Oh, you
70-30
did.
that you meant to.
I'm just gonna go. You did. You did.
You're literally inciting people who like to see me dead if given the opportunity.
They don't need
I can't
exciting.
lie with
They
you.
don't really need it's exciting for that. That's just life. They have a whole
And
country system to back that shit up. So they don't really need much more ammunition to do that. But
the
yeah,
funniest clapback I ever seen though, dude. The internet is going internet, boy. They're
undefeated.
talking about how he championed these small towns, but the incidence of SA is higher in small towns. Meth use higher in small town. Crime in general higher in small towns. Incest, your sister cousins higher in small towns. So yeah, let's there's certain shit they've been trying in small towns. That's careful there, chief. Careful there, chief.
Well, it's all better than black people.
I, I, how did you not? Because believe you me, like I said, if I made a video for Fuck the Police Part 3, it ain't gonna be no double entendres. It's
Part
gonna
B.
be direct. Yeah.
I miss
You
Part B.
you're gonna be, you're gonna be no double entendres. You're gonna see me beating down cops. You're gonna see me blowing up police stations. Like, ain't gonna be no wondering. There's no double entendres in the language.
You
Did he
can't
really mean?
you can't
Yeah.
double entendre after the police is in the title. What's the name of this song? After Vitalized Banner? Yeah.
Try that at the police station. That's the name of the song. Like, hey, there's gonna be no double entendre. Did they really mean? No, I meant that. All of that.
Yeah.
Like,
See,
yeah, I'm gonna have all kind of footage. All kind of footage. Your cows getting beat up.
that's either that's either beautiful writing on his part or just like you said, just painfully
You just you again, at
stupid.
best you're tone deaf. At best you're tone deaf, at worst you're racist. And I can't gamble on either.
Or both. Who knows?
And maybe it's the damn Yankee proud northerner in me. And I will tell you, being down here, boy, it's just there are certain realities that I don't accept, such as sundown towns. Like, and again, that's just the northern in me. Like, what you gonna do? Like, really, what you gonna do?
Have a
What, you
group
not
of
supposed to be?
people
I'm
with
supposed to
guns
be.
come get you.
I'm supposed to be
What you
scared of something, dude?
Well, if a
Like, I'm
group of
telling
guys
you.
and guns, especially if the police is on it too, I mean,
Well,
I'd be
see,
a little nervous.
this is where it gets fun. You take Northern mentality plus open carry state plus my own weaponry. What you gonna do? Well, I'm
And
supposed to be
and
scared. So,
and and
oh,
and,
okay.
and that's when one, you even have a gun, and two, usually they don't usually go after people that live there. They usually go after people who are out of town, which usually do not carry. So you know
That's
it's an
what I know.
easy target.
Colin Kaepernick, know your loot, know your loot, know your laws, know where you at. Keep the
Everyone does
blicking
it.
on you.
Most people don't even know the laws in their own state.
Keep the blicking on you. I know open carry. That's all. That's all I need to know. Open carry. That's what I need to know. So you run up in if you
Nice
want
talking to you.
to catch a hot one, homie.
They got hot ones
Yeah,
too, multiples.
try
But
that
I
in a
guess,
small town.
huh?
Try that in a small town. Try that in a small town. Come through,
I mean, I
punk
don't really
asses.
care.
Pull up.
I don't really see. I'm not gonna say all that. 'Cause I'm not gonna be in that situation because I don't plan to be driving. Like I said, I'm not a road trip guy. If I am going up north, I have no intention of driving down south. If I do, it's gonna be on the plane. So
But,
yeah, we're gonna
yeah,
avoid that
Jason.
completely.
Yeah, Jason. I ain't rocking with you, fam. It's a little too much coinky dink for me. No. It's gonna be a no for me, dog. Speaking of tone deaf white people,
Oh no,
we go to the home, the kind of sort of I don't know. We got the final level bosses
they're the final
beefing.
level boss. Nah, Florida, they got. They got
I don't know, dog.
Yo, Texas was the Lakers and Florida was the Clippers, but nah, Florida's the Lakers now, my boy. Ain't no way. Or they're Boston, one of the two, because ain't no way. That's double, but ain't no way.
But so Ron DeSantis, governor of Florida,
I'm just saying.
DeSantis, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um, and I quote, they're probably going to show that some of the folks that eventually parlayed, being a blacksmith into doing things later in life. What are we talking about? He's referring to slaves. Like, dog. I, you know how sometimes people say shit and they say it from a place of insulation, of cushion. Like, how some people say shit online because, they know you can't smack them or say shit in the email or from the insulation of their position. That's this. Cause ain't a white person alive go walk up to the real black person like, I've been thinking slavery might not have been that bad. I mean, think of the usable skills, the transferable skills you all got. What the this 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 just this is epic level stupid. Like, this ain't even tone deaf. This is epic levels of stupid. This is what happens when you trying to rewrite history and whitewash history. And they weren't slaves, they were indentured servants. They just were working for a while. How? How do you try to say like the old black folk? How in your rabbit ass mind do you come to this conclusion? You got some transferable skills there. Like that's like this ain't prison. This ain't work release, dog. This ain't you went upstate for a few years and picked up a trade. They owned people. I still say Texas took their title back though. They're still the final level boss. Well, our next topic will prove it. They're still the final level boss. of conservatism and just whiteness on roids.
No,
But
Florida got it. Florida. They got it.
your thoughts, sir. Your thoughts, sir. Did
I
you
got
think our
nothing.
ancestors
I
got
got nothing.
transferable
I
skills?
got nothing. I got nothing. It's 2023. Hey, that's it. I got nothing. I'm not even mad at it. It's so brilliantly stupid. I'm not even mad. Like, yeah, but see, like it's one of those situations you get so mad or something so unbelievable or stupid happens in front of you, you just in shock. You don't feel no emotion. That's just me. It's just like, all right. Okay.
It's like this is shout out to him because I didn't think you could get beyond Trump levels of stupid. He's eclipsed it. I
Oh,
didn't think it was possible.
he's the final boss of conservatives.
I just
Like he more
and
extreme than Trump, which is crazy. Because at least Trump know how to work some nuance. He might say some crazy, but he knows how to work the system. This mother is just saying every conservative's wet dream. Like everyone is just orgasming right now every time he talks.
and
Pause.
that's why it's not going to win.
Because
That's why it's not going to
and then some of the conservatives, he even scaring them. Like, yo, you too. Like you know, like some metalheads, real metalheads, and then you got the super duper metalhead. Like
win.
their whole
Death
house
metal.
black skeletons. You walk in like, yeah. Oh shit. It's like,
I don't even sound like
oh,
heavy
shit.
metal no more. It just growling with a
Like,
guitar.
what the? I ain't signed up for this. I ain't down for the cause like you, man. Hey, I thought I was it, but you got it, boss. Like, nah, you scaring away your own people. That's how extreme you are. So that's why I was like, yeah, he ain't win. Trump gonna win though.
Trump
Yeah,
ain't winning at all. I
yes,
keep telling you, the AMC telling you, Republicans ain't winning at all, bro.
yes,
Mitch
they are.
McConnell just literally had a glitch. Like everyone is still too pissed off at Republicans.
We
This
still
is
pissed off at
all
Biden. Yes, we are. Everyone's pissed off at Biden, and he's trying to rerun. So
okay.
if he is their prime candidate again, which would be stupid, anyone can be it. Even the Satan will probably win over Biden.
Okay, so let me help you. I need you to not be smart for a second. Okay.
No.
Your problem right now is being too intelligent. I need you to dumb it down. Lupe Fiasco, I need you to dumb it down. People don't vote for what they're affected. They vote for what they're affected by, not what they're offended by. So what right now are people affected by? Abortion. So you just lost a women vote, student loan debt, and Republicans were loud about not canceling student loan debt. That's big shit. Those two right there, huge. You got people not being able to pay bills because student loan debt, and Republicans have been real loud about, nah, we're gonna cancel that shit. Then you got all these red states, a whole bunch of people with penises telling women, nope, can't get an abortion anymore. You're fucked. You're fucked. Those two things alone, you're
And
fucked.
that's because Obama's
And
got
Biden,
majority of House. That's not directly the president's hands. That's it.
oh no, that's going to show up in the polls. You really think that's going to show up in the polls? That will absolutely show up in the polls. You got a whole bunch of fuck ass Republicans saying, "No, we don't want women to get abortions," and you think they're gonna let the leader of that party win the presidency after what old Trump boy just did? Shit. Ain't gonna happen, Chief.
Trump signed a check and paid everybody, so that's still on our minds.
Now, here's the rub, because you and I both know this, and if your other people know this, if you're black, neither party is really fucking with you. But
Duh. I'm just playing along with the thing of who's going to win. I really don't care. It's still not going to change for me. But because, like I said, the real change that really affects you is one in the Supreme Court, as we'll find out, and then two, your local government, which is your local laws, where you actually live, because every law is different, and yada yada. So I'm more concerned, if I was concerned about politics, about Maryland state law, and that's it. I don't give who the president is. Uncle Murder voice.
All right. So yeah, apparently our ancestors should be somewhat thankful because after all that slavery, iron bit, raping, splitting up of families, torture,
Many stuff.
whatever
We cannot write down
other
all the stuff.
right, whatever other earthly atrocity we could think of. You learn to chop some wood. That was good for you.
I was
That was good
Job
for
Corps for
you.
black people. It was just a free internship, though.
Right, the original Job Corps, yeah.
You
Thank
went
you,
to
the original
Job
Job Corps.
Corps for only a couple hundred. That's not funny because that's not. I'm sorry, that's dark humor, but I'm just saying that's what they're gonna make it sound like. If they get rid of critical
Exactly.
race theory and fucking and just try to go on with this, they're gonna be like, hell, they just went to Job Corps. It was not optional. It
Yeah,
wasn't
just Job
optional,
Corps.
huh?
You know, it's just Job Corps. You just happen to get your family separated, get essayed, all the other
Yeah,
atrocities. Just Job Corps, though.
it's Job Corps for Marines, you know.
States' rights. Speaking of states' rights, now we go from slavery to states' rights. And this is why I said Texas is still the final level boss. Because while the Satan is doing goofiness on paper, talking nonsense and banning books, little things like that, good old Texas, good old Tex-Ass is out here trying to kill migrants. So much so, the Department of Justice, I can barely say that and not laugh, but the Department of Justice is suing the state of Texas because they have buoys as a border barrier. Basically, you can't float your ass in here no more. Now, very extreme reports are saying that Border Patrol has been told to push kids back into the Rio Grande. I don't know if that was confirmed. Um, I'd like to believe everything has its limits
Why?
because I'm like, okay, here's the human part. Here's the human part, right?
I don't think you understand what
It
humanity
is
is. Go ahead.
bring us your tired, your huddled masses, and all those wonderful things at Ellis Island. America literally says, bring us your people, right? That's one. Two, it's one thing to, I don't know, arrest a migrant, right? It's a whole nother matter to sit there and push a kid to drown. That's a different level of sick.
Okay.
That's a different level of sick, sir.
Okay.
And maybe I'm having a hard time with my mind around like it's
You
one
are.
thing that hey, lock these people up and throw them in cages.
And do other
Cool.
stuff to him while they're there. That was confirmed. But go ahead. And those were kids, by the
But,
way, too.
but I'm gonna kick a kid into water and let them drown.
They're not trying to have xenomorphs here, man.
You believe in you believe in America that bad? You believe in America that heavy that you gonna
Yeah.
kick a kid to drown?
And what? Okay. This is why I'm shocked. I'm not saying because this is a great thing, but one, this is humans, or the cruelest species on the planet. Two, it's America. What in our history does not scream cruel? What does it scream cruel?
Because
And these
since
aren't
we've
our own
been
people. So you can't even use the excuse of we don't be cruel to our own people, even though we do. But these are people trying to come here. So technically, they're not our people. So, and you know, America being cruel to outside people is real because we do it to our own people.
okay, so I'm gonna run it back to our long-standing issue with 9/11. What is my issue? America, since we've been free, has been passive. Ever since you can't run up and burn Tulsa to the ground anymore, ever since you can't run in jail cells and drag us on the lynches anymore, America has found very passive ways to do evil shit. It is redlining, it is lead, it is all this little passive shit that still kills you, right? But America's very careful to not overtly do things because that's not on brand anymore. You can't get caught with your hand in a cookie jar like that.
That's not
But they do a lot of
American
passive
citizens.
little evil shit to people from then till now, right? This would be very non-passive. This would be very intentional.
Yeah, they're not American citizens. I think this is the part we're missing. Because you're comparing it to people who are actual citizens here. And they still treat them like shit. And sometimes they do it in the open. Yes, they do. Still. So yes, if they're willing to do all that cruel shit to their own people, you prove it by point. What do you think they would do to people who are not from here, including kids? They don't give a fuck about the kids that live here. I mean, I don't know how many times I have to say it. It's the truth. They don't.
Mm.
So why the hell would you think they would care about whoever swam or ran over here is trying to get here? And if they have orders like, nah, they can't come here by any means. Sorry, Malcolm, I didn't mean to use your word for that intent, but yes. And the hell was that? But this is like I'm not surprised if it's true. Like honestly, we don't know if that part is true.
Well,
But
yeah,
I
the
wouldn't be
buoys are in the
surprised.
water, and the
Yeah,
buoys are in the water, and they're being sued for that. But as far as like literally kicking kids back to the Rio Grande, I don't know about that part. But I'm like, there's certain things you read like, okay, maybe this is a bit much, and we're going a bit too far.
I don't see that's the difference between you and me. I don't put nothing past nobody, especially the government and the agents of this shit. People do cruel things every day, B. It happens.
And then, but that's why I said Texas is still the final level boss because they out here doing, horrible boss moves when it comes to conservatism and just overt
So it's
racism and
Florida.
just yeah.
So it's Florida. You can go all the damn refugees and everyone who's leaving because of it, because of these new laws. Like all the immigrants are leaving, which is stupid considering they do a lot of stuff that Florida needs to be done, and they're going to pay for it, and they kind of are paying for it right now. But hey,
Apple juice. I ain't had no orange juice since, B. Strictly apples.
I don't even drink juice, but hey, I'm rocking with that.
All right, moving on. I'm curious. We had a little bit of a difference of opinion here. Our great debaters officially. You sent me the possibility of Mbappe's. I apologize, I'm butchering names. I don't really follow soccer, but 1 year, $750,000 to play soccer. Jalen Brown, he actually turned that down, by the way.
They did.
Um,
Stupid, but they had needed.
Jalen Brown's new record contract, 304 million. Um, I'm just wondering, at some juncture, do we take a look at what's going on here and say enough's enough? Or are we just going to continuously mindlessly support sports?
Yes.
Like,
I don't see anything wrong. I can
how
tell
do
you
you
my
not?
reason why.
Please.
Like I said, based on the system of capitalism and all this and capital, all that, obviously the biggest money maker on the planet is what? Entertainment. Sports is a form of entertainment. And it's also billions of dollars industry in damn near each sport. So football, which is the best and most popular sport on the planet, not American football, soccer for the Yankees, but it's the most popular sport. It makes probably the most money total. So it makes sense that the people that you're entertained for or by or using escapism for get the bulk of the money, not the quote unquote owners or governors or blah, 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 but the people that are actually making the product entertaining should get the bulk of it because they're doing most of the work. Because no one comes to watch owners or the government, whatever. We come to watch the players. It's entertaining about the players. We're debating about the players. Everything is revolving around all the players. Because without them, there's no quote unquote product.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's billions and billions of dollars, they should get the biggest cut of the pie. I support that completely. I will not get mad if someone getting their money because that's what they're good at what they do, and this is how the world is. But this is where I believe the players shouldn't be the ones getting for this. It should be everyone else, the audience. It's our fault they're getting paid this much. So that's why I said enough is enough. Not for them. They're doing their job. This is what they're paid to do. And if they're really good at it, they should get paid the most. I have no problem with it. But the fact that we, as the people, consume this shit so much and put so much money into it that they can get paid. A dude can get paid damn near $1 billion for kicking a ball in a goal for 1 year. Not 10 years, 1 year. I know he declined it, but the fact that that was on the table was crazy. I'm in the wrong profession. But yeah, the people to blame ain't the athletes. It's us. Because if reality didn't suck dick, well, then sports and entertainment wouldn't be so big. But because reality sucks, and we need escapism, and we need something to not remind us of our realities and yada yada, and fantasize and talk about other things than real life, this is what it is. So I don't know why you blame the athletes. Blame the people. Blame us. You watch sports too. So blame yourself as well. So it happens.
Oh, nice way to try to point that back at me.
Hey, but it's true though, because you do watch sports.
I watch basketball. That's about it. So high.
Oh, you watch basketball, right? So one player's getting paid $305 million, and he's not even a top 10 player in his league. So do you know?
I was also thinking about that statement too. Are we sure about that?
Yes, we sure. He's not no damn top 10 player. Jaylen Brown, top 10 player. He's not even the best player on his team.
Okay, so let's start there. Tatum.
I'm not doing it. You can name 15 to 20 players better than him. We're not doing that conversation. You might not watch basketball. Never mind. I take it back. Either way, we're all the blame. It's not top 10, bro. It's just he has no left hand. It's like no, just stop. He's not top 10.
I'm really trying to go down the list here real quick.
Top 10. Stop it.
Tatum, Steph, Embiid, Jokic, LeBron. There's 5.
I'm not doing this. I can name you 15. I'm not doing this. Let's go. Come.
There's 6.
What is your point? What is your point? Because you naming your dumb top 10 list ain't gonna work. What is your point?
I was just trying to you saying you standing 10 toes down that Jaylen Brown ain't a top 10 player.
There's some things that's not worth debating. That's like saying you need water to survive. I'm not debating you that you need to drink water to survive. You can find out for yourself if you don't need water to survive. I'm not. Go ahead.
I think the issue is sports, as we often hear, is a business. And as a business that is out to make profit, I think the problem is these contracts are the way they are, and then they pass that cost on to the consumer, you and me. And now, if you have a mom, a dad, and 2 kids going to an NFL game can easily set you back $300 for one game.
Right.
That's insane. Like I can't be the only person that sees how insane this is.
Okay, so if it was, but you hold up. This is where you put your own foot in your mouth. Because last show you said something about Beyonce tickets being sold, but the art. This is not sports, not a form of art form. So if you can't afford it, then don't go. That was your words. So what is the difference? They're both entertainment. They're both artists in their own way. So what is the difference?
Because if I go to a Beyonce concert, I am watching the best of I'm watching a once in a lifetime performance, the best of the best at their craft. There are no bums. There is no low management. If I go to an NFL game or NBA game, I'm not necessarily watching the best of the best. I'm watching a couple of the best and a whole bunch of other cats and some dudes that don't even play because they ain't been good enough. Bad comparison. This is
it's not a bad
once in a lifetime show.
That's dumb. Because 1, everyone on that bench is better than everyone in the crowd, guaranteed. 2, so that's not true. That just shows how much of the level it is. in the NBA. The worst person on the bench that you think is sorry will cook everyone that's watching in the stands. So no, that's not a bad. They look trash to you, maybe compared to, like I said, what is a freaking cat to a damn lion? Of course, the house cat gonna look trash next to the lion, but we love the house cat. That's just how there's levels to it, to the extreme of this. And then you got a lion next to a Bengal tiger. It's still different levels. But I'm saying they're both forms of entertainment. They both going to cost some money. They're both highly skilled. You both might see some once in a lifetime stuff. So there's no difference. So I don't understand why you have a problem with the sports, but not the musician. It's the same shit. It's still entertainment. They still need to make money off of you. This is just how business and life works. And since we all want to be entertained more than anything in life, that's just a fact. We all want to be entertained by something. And entertainment can come in many forms: sports, musician, TV, film, whatever. Working out, whatever.
No,
So, yes, you got to be
82
up.
game, 82 game season, one night only.
Then pick the right team. Don't pick a team that you know is quote unquote trash. Pick the right team.
If I'm a Clippers fan, I'm a little ticked off right now.
Why?
How many games has Kawhi played? Okay.
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 Then one, they have precautions for stars. You can sometimes certain cities, places, and two, they will release a report if somebody's playing or not. So it's not like you're in the dark. Like you bought the ticket the day of and you thought they were playing and they didn't. That's why teams have to update the player status for the ticket holders.
And then there's no dog in it at a Beyonce concert. If it was Tuesday night.
That's on the okay, but that's on the play. Okay. I am agreement that the players be dogging it and on some bullshit now. That part I agree. But that's not everyone. And two, like this is business. This is a product. Like they are the best at what they do. You want to be entertained. So when you go, you're usually entertained. I've been to some sorry teams, quote unquote, and I was entertained by the game, seeing it in person. It's different atmosphere when you actually there in person than watch it on TV.
So
That's
so
for
what
all
you
sports, including baseball. Baseball boring as hell to you, but in real life, it's actually entertaining.
No, I mean I only watch the Yankees, but but I'm glad you brought that up. That's my next move. So if Otani makes 500 million, is that going to be the line? Is that where we start asking some questions?
Why? He deserves it. So he doesn't deserve it? Okay. All right, pause. This is what I want to get out of you. This is one question I want to get out of you before you go. Okay, so these are all billion-dollar entities. So what is the right amount for the players who are literally producing all this money? What is the right amount for them? Because I know you want to go, well, firefighters and all this, teachers get paid, but they're not racking up billions of dollars, unfortunately. And this is not a society, this is capitalism. So whoever rakes the most money or requires the most, blah, 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 those are people who want to get paid the most. So if they're making billions of dollars off my name and likeness and my ability, and I'm laying my body on the line, depending on the sport I play, why am I not worth earning that amount? What is the limit for you? What should they be properly paid then, since you think that this is too much?
I mean, the problem is, again, it's structural. The entire system is what it is, and I think we need to redo it. But I also understand it's probably not going to happen because you're correct. Because then we got that other conversation, like the people who own these teams are multi-billionaires, and we both know how that goes. So, but this is just, I don't know. You're right. It kind of nauseates me though that I know teachers personally that have to buy supplies for their kids out of their own salary, and this cat is getting paid.
Like we all think that this is on the government and the system it is.
You're right, but I'm just like when we as people start saying, hey, wait a minute, Why is this guy making even considered for $750 million for run up and down a soccer field?
Entertainment.
How far away from reality do we need to get?
There isn't none. I guarantee you, within my lifetime, if humanity is still here, someone will have $1 billion contract.
I mean, Otani's going to set the bar. Now, again, he is absolutely. I can't even say he's a generational talent.
Oh,
He is. We've never seen this
this is
before,
beyond
ever.
Babe Ruth. This is Babe Ruth on steroids. Like
Yeah,
you're the best pitcher and hitter in sports at the same time. That's like being the
that's
best
insane.
quarterback and safety in the NFL at the same time.
Right.
It's
This is this.
crazy.
this yeah, it is. Like again, if we want to play market value,
He's worth it.
going down that rabbit hole. Oh, I'd love to see him in pinstripes. I wish George Steinbrenner Sr. was still alive because I know he'd break the bank to get Otani in
Oh yeah,
pinstripes.
he get him $1 billion. Watch, he might be the first one.
Right, right, right. However, in real time, a really good friend of mine, B. Sharice Moore, had a saying when it came to R. Kelly and other things like that. I don't need to be entertained that bad. And it always stuck with me because it's still applicable to so many things even now. I don't need to be entertained that bad. I just don't.
That's you.
And clearly, I was going to say that clearly that's a me thing. But at some juncture, we're detaching way too far from reality here.
That's
And it's just wild. But yeah, I think the line is going to be Otani's contract and what comes after it because Otani's going to be just what he's worth it. Okay, so when the next round of big contracts come around and it's a $700 million contract, I mean, again, at some point we got to start thinking about how in the entire green hell was even $750 million even a consideration at all? Like
because,
what?
well, one, considering where it was at, they were raking in money. It's the same place offered when they tried to start the golf league was offering Tiger like 800 million. Like Saudi Arabia and everyone over there just got paper just to burn for no reason.
Pretty much, they can wipe their ass with a couple hundred a day and it wouldn't
It
matter. But
wouldn't. I'm seeing the stuff that they're trying to pay the athletes just to play in their country and stuff. I'm like, I understand it's a lot of people, a lot of money, more money than I can even comprehend and count. But damn, how much money I got. Y'all throwing
yeah,
away
that's
damn
crazy.
near $1 billion contracts like it's nothing. Like it's a league minimum. Like what's
Right.
your max? $2 billion?
I mean, I think after whatever Otani gets, the contract that comes after that is really going to be where I hope someone says, "Okay, hold the fuck on here. Like,
I
really, what are
don't.
we doing?"
Let it keep going up. Let them get paid. If you worth
Okay.
it,
I
and
mean,
this if
pretty
this
much,
is the system,
pretty much a regular game. You know, I'm trying to think of two nobody teams here. Brooklyn versus Oklahoma City is going to be a $5 pay-per-view just to watch on a Tuesday in February. That's where we're going. Because that money's
no.
got to be made up somewhere.
It's going to be made up. I mean, majority of the money is TV contracts and viewership. So people are still going to
And,
watch, and people are still going to buy merch, and people are still
man,
going to go to see in person. So it's like the money will always be there.
now I
That's
may
not a
agree with
problem.
you. The NBA is weird because some of the power has shifted. Excuse me. Because some of the power shifted back to the players. You one of the things you lose money at, kind of sort of, is jersey sales. Why am I going to buy a jersey when I know this cat can wake up tomorrow and demand a trade?
Yeah, but the new CBA kind of fixed that. That's why I said the stuff is starting to change. That's it. And not to mention, like those contracts is reserved. Well, he's the exception. And that's why I said I think they should change it to get a super max release for the NBA. You got to be first team All NBA, an actual superstar, not what Jalen Brown is.
Jalen Brown hate is real, boy. Okay.
Hey, but I'm not. No, I'm not hating. Hey, I'll never hate another man, especially a brother getting his money. Get your money. And he's for the people. So I respect him as a man. So there's no hate coming from me. I hate his team in the city. And I think he does too. But I'm pretty sure 300 mil make him feel a little better.
You just got 300 million reasons why you might like Boston a little more.
Nah, he probably still
Like,
hates it, but
damn,
it's
man.
like, hey, anybody see something racist, smack him with a bill. But yeah, it's cool. It's just
What's
I,
crazy is we're really only 2 years removed of people talking real loud about how they need to break that up. But
they still do.
how
If I was Boston, I
Jalen,
would.
how Brown and
But
Tatum can't win together.
they can't. But if they don't win this year, it's pretty much over because Jason Tatum is up next and he's getting 315.
Oh no, they like I
So
tell
somebody
like we
gotta
always
go.
like we always talk about what's the question? The question in the East used to be, can you beat Milwaukee 4 times in a week, in 2 weeks? The question
Still,
now is, can you beat Boston 4 times in 2 weeks?
no, it's not.
Oh, it is.
It's not.
Again, because of where he played, nobody paid attention. But Porzingis put up career numbers last year.
Yeah. Can he stay healthy? That is also his problem. That's always been his problem. That's what stunted him from being his nickname, the unicorn, is his health. So can he stay healthy? Um, can Brown and take, like I said, what they needed was not him. They need a point guard. But I don't really care because it's Boston. So I'm glad when they lose and fail, it makes me feel great.
Uh,
So
as
yeah,
a Duke fan, as a Duke fan, it hurts because love Tatum, but your
yeah, I
teammate.
can't root for him. He should have been a Laker, and this is all Magic's fault. So yeah,
I mean, Lonzo worked. It just didn't
no, it
work the way
didn't.
we did.
It didn't work, and his career is pretty much over. So it didn't work. We
And that's
should
what's
have
scary.
took Ted. We should, even though he's getting better. I'm not. This is not a shit on Lonzo. Lonzo is a really good player when he's healthy, but he can't stay healthy. It's,
And
yeah,
that's the problem. All right, and you know what? I'll wrap this up. Last thing, and I forgot. We will touch on Oppenheimer because I can't find what I had, but that was a very interesting read, like we said, because that sparked another conversation as well. But apparently, there are parts of Oppenheimer that have been Disneyfied, for lack of a better term. The way those workers and Native people were treated in that land is nowhere near what's actually depicted in the movie.
of
I
course.
haven't seen it yet. What I did see is Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. I will say this. I gave it a 3.75 scoops out of 5 because it just feels like they're setting you up for a sequel. Spoiler alert, the villain is very, very interesting. It's pretty much AI. So I don't know if they're being predictive or what here. But yeah, it's kind of weird. There's no villain. The villain is AI, the entity. So I'm like,
Mission Impossible meets the Matrix or Terminator. Look at that.
it's wild. I mean, you said you're not gonna go see it for whatever reason. I love
I'm
Mission
not.
Impossible,
Uh,
but it's not. I will say it's also not worth the IMAX ticket. If you go see, you don't have to spend the money on the IMAX ticket. Which is, like I said, it's kind of disappointing because Tom and that team really upped the bar on stunts. Like in the same way, Fast and Furious upped the bar on ridiculousness. Mission Impossible actually upped the bar on stunts, and you get even more wild, like because Tom does his own stunts now. So if you see Tom on the side of an airplane, that's really Tom. Ain't no stunt double.
he's been doing his
But
own
this
stuff.
one,
Yeah.
right? But this one is just
The man drove
you've
a
done
bike
better.
off a motorcycle off a cliff. Because they showed the preview of him doing the actual stunt. And I'm like, can't pay me enough
That
money.
one I was that one I was wondering if that was really him. But yeah,
Couldn't pay me to do that.
nah. But not quite. But yeah. So running back on the recap here, Carlee Russell, a lot of y'all disappointed me. I'm not saying she was right. I'm saying black women always deserve grace because they have never been given any. And a lot of y'all dogpiled on this sister to me unnecessarily, completely forgetting that her life is ruined right now. Don't got to go to jail, none of that. Life is ruined right now. No reason to dogpile, and sisters do deserve some grace here. It's a victimless crime. Jason Aldean, you're yeah, I can't rock with you, dog. You just a little too Your bars got a little too much of the double entendre for me, sir. So I'm gonna lean with you
Bars.
might be a little racist, homeboy. I can't rock with you. The original Job Corps, Ron DeSantis. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just what comes out your rabbit ass mind is just like, do you even? I've said this about Candace Owens and some of these other extreme right wingers. I don't think y'all believe the goofy shit y'all saying. Y'all just saying certain shit to see how far you can go and get a rise out of people. You couldn't possibly be that stupid. But then again, Donald Glover voice, this is America.
Exactly.
Um, the still heavyweight champion of conservatism, fuck shit, Tex-Ass. Um, yeah, that's just Texas being Texas, very on brand. Until I see some confirmation, I don't want to believe you got folks down there, Border Patrol, like, pushing kids in Rio Grande. But this is enough. This is enough. This is enough. When you're getting sued by the Department of Justice, this is enough. And whatever contract comes after Otani's, that'll be the one that makes us say, yo, what the hell? I just want to believe like Otani's contract is going to be somewhere around 500 million. And someone after that. And baseball is notorious for these long, worthless ass contracts. A-Rods, everybody was 10 years, 400 million, and by year six, you're a shell of yourself. But yeah, baseball continues to do it for whatever reason. Um, but yeah, I just think there's got to be a tipping point, and I think Otani's the contract that comes after Otani's will be the tipping point. And Mission Impossible, feels like half of a movie. Feels like they're setting us up for a sequel. The AI villain is interesting, but yeah, that's all I got, man. Your recap.
Yeah, Carlee Russell, you get no grace from me. So no, could have been avoided. Like I said, I'm consistent. All things that could be avoided, you will not, or you will probably not see me feel bad at all. Like I said, the resources used for your stupid ass can be used for somebody else and possibly save someone else's life. So it's not a victimless crime at all. Um, he's in. Oh, that's the country singer. Okay, yeah, he did that shit. He probably racist. I'm not surprised. It's country music. I'm not saying they're all racist. Not all of them are. Just like hockey. Well, I'm not sure not every hockey fan racist, but I'm sure like half of you are. So hey, hockey is
The
entertaining
views
though.
the views expressed by the son half of this operation are not my own. Continue.
That's true. Hey, hey, I just call it like I see it, man. Not all of you, just some of y'all, man. I
See,
don't know any country like that. Huh?
I just fired shots at Iowa and Southern Rap, but you,
Yeah,
okay.
but there's a whole state full of people just for no reason. For no reason. Mind their business. They got nothing else to
Sorry.
do anyway, but you just gotta take a shot at them. Why? Let them listen to Slipknot in peace. Damn. All right. And then yeah, like I said, Job Corps for black people. I mean, it was the final Job Corps, extreme Job Corps. You can't go home to the job's done type shit. And then you still ain't going home. Uh, and yeah, sports contracts. I'm cool with it. Is it right? No. But whose fault is it? All of ours. The consumer. That's it.
Mm.
Like you said, people want to be entertained so badly. There's nothing we won't spend or do to have it happen. Hell, there's not even some evil shit we won't do to have happen for in the sake of entertainment. That's just how we are as humans, unfortunately. So yeah, as long as the system is the way it is, and they're the biggest money makers in terms of entertainment, especially sports, as we're talking about sports, then yeah, I believe they should get the bulk of the money. They are the reason why the product's entertaining in the first place. So business wise, in my capitalist mindset, it makes sense. I got no problem with it. Until you like deconstruct the whole system, and you're like, damn, this is horrible. But it's life, man. 2023, we love it. And I didn't see Mission Impossible, so I can't even give a review on that. But I'll see Oppenheimer this weekend, or yeah. So see how that goes.
Okay. Well, hell of a show. As always, a pleasure doing this with you, my man. Looking forward to next week. But on behalf of myself and my amazing co-host, who just happens to be my son, and the Yeah, I Said It podcast, peace.
Yeah.